What would happen if ghosts were discovered to be real? Impact science and mystery revealed. Since time immemorial, humanity has felt a profound fascination with the unknown, with that which escapes reason and logic. Among all the mysteries that have captivated our imagination, one stands out: ghosts. Do they really exist? Are they just a figment of our minds? Or is there something beyond death that we still don't understand? Today, I invite you on a fascinating journey. Imagine for a moment that it were irrefutably discovered that ghosts are real. What would happen to science, society, religion, and our very perception of life? In this video, we will explore this scenario together, unraveling each of its possible consequences. Prepare to enter a world where reality and mystery intertwine. Historical and cultural context. To understand why the idea of ghosts has endured so long, we must look back to the roots of our history and culture. From ancient civilizations such as the Egyptian and Mesopotamian to indigenous legends and Asian traditions, the belief in spirits and wandering souls has been a constant. The Egyptians, for example, had an elaborate concept of the afterlife and life after death, with rituals to ensure the soul could rest in peace. In medieval Europe, ghosts were seen as lost souls trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead, often seeking redemption or justice. In Japan, yurei, spirits who find no rest, are an essential part of folklore, and their tales have inspired works of horror and drama. These stories not only reflect the fear of death, but also the hope that something within us endures beyond our physical existence. Modern popular culture with movies, books, and TV shows has kept this fascination alive, fueling the idea that ghosts might be closer than we think. Current state of science on ghosts. But what does science say about ghosts? So far, the scientific community has found no conclusive evidence proving the existence of spirits or paranormal phenomena. Some researchers have proposed the residual energy theory, which suggests that certain events or intense emotions could leave an energetic imprint in specific locations, manifesting as apparitions or unexplained sounds. However, this theory lacks solid evidence and does not fit with the known laws of physics. On the other hand, psychology explains many paranormal experiences as products of the human mind. The expectation effect, for example, causes us to interpret ambiguous stimuli as ghosts if we believe they are present. Pareidolia, the phenomenon that causes us to see familiar shapes in shadows or spots, also plays an important role. Furthermore, hypnagogic hallucinations, which occur just before falling asleep or upon waking, can generate sensations of ghostly presences or figures. For these reasons, parapsychology, which studies these phenomena, what would change if the existence of ghosts were proven? Scientific impact. Now imagine that one day, thanks to advanced technology or a revolutionary discovery, it is proven that ghosts really exist. This discovery would shake the very foundations of science. Physics would have to rethink fundamental concepts such as the conservation of energy and the nature of consciousness. Could consciousness survive physical death? What type of energy or dimension would allow the existence of these spirits? New branches of research would emerge to study these phenomena, with multidisciplinary teams combining physics, biology, psychology, and technology to understand how ghosts interact with our world. Furthermore, specific devices would be developed to detect and communicate with these entities, opening a door to knowledge that until now we had only imagined. Social and cultural impact. The social impact would be equally profound. Religions would have to re-evaluate their dogmas and beliefs about life after death, the soul and the afterlife. Some might adapt, others might face internal crises. Society at large would experience a mix of fear, fascination, and acceptance. Funeral practices would change, perhaps incorporating new forms of rituals to help souls rest or communicate. Paranormal tourism would skyrocket, with places famous for hauntings becoming even more popular destinations. Art, literature, and cinema would also be influenced, reflecting this new reality. Psychological impact. From a psychological standpoint, the certainty that ghosts exist could generate anxiety and fear in many people, but also comfort those who have lost loved ones. The perception of life and death would change radically. Death would cease to be an absolute end and become a transition to another form of existence. This could change values, priorities, and the way we live our daily lives. Hypothetical scenarios and debates. Let's now look at some hypothetical scenarios that could arise after the discovery of ghosts. Scenario 1. Ghosts as residual conscious energy. In this case, ghosts would be manifestations of energies that retain fragments of consciousness or memory. This would raise questions about the nature of time and memory, and how these energies interact with our physical world. Scenario 2. Ghosts as independent entities or souls. Here, ghosts would be conscious beings with their own will, perhaps trapped souls or those who choose to remain close to the living. This would imply the existence of a spiritual plane and the possibility of direct communication with them. Scenario 3. Paranormal phenomena, explained by new sciences. Perhaps science will discover new dimensions or forms of energy that explain these phenomena, expanding our understanding of the universe and reality. Ethical and philosophical debate. Should we attempt to communicate with ghosts? What rights would these entities have? How would this affect our definition of life and due? Throughout history, thousands of people have claimed to have seen or felt the presence of ghosts, from the famous Winchester House case to the legends of the Tower of London. Stories abound. We will analyze some of these testimonies and the accompanying evidence, such as photographs, voice recordings, and videos. It is important to learn to distinguish between real evidence and hoaxes, tricks, or misinterpretations. Science teaches us to be critical, but also open to research with rigor and respect. In our exploration, we will uncover a close-up of an antique photograph showing a ghostly figure alongside a group of people, capturing a moment frozen in time, shrouded in mystery. We'll also consider audio recordings, such as one from an old wooden table in a dark room, where an unexplained voice echoes, challenging our understanding of what lies beyond. Ultimately, discovering that ghosts are real would forever change our view of the world, science, and life itself. It would confront us with questions that humanity has avoided or postponed for centuries. But beyond fear or fascination, this discovery would remind us of the importance of curiosity, respect, and humility in the face of the unknown. Now, I invite you, dear viewer, to share your opinion. Do you believe ghosts exist? How would your life change if you knew they were real? Leave us your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to continue exploring the great mysteries of the universe together. Thank you for joining us on this journey into mystery. See you next time. As we stand beneath the cosmos, the mysteries of existence beckon us to ponder what lies beyond our understanding. The darkness above, filled with twinkling stars, reminds us that there is so much we have yet to explore. With each question we ask, we inch closer to the truth, igniting our imagination and fueling our desire for discovery. Let's continue this journey together, unveiling the secrets that await us in the shadows.